Okay, Charlotte, so I'm just going to put some of this cold IPL gel on. Okay?
Yeah.
So how did your skin settle after the patch test that we did?
It was absolutely fine. I didn't really even notice anything afterwards.
That's absolutely brilliant. So what we're doing here is I've just cleaned the area to remove any excess sweat or anything like that. And I'm just putting this gel on. This is gel for intense pulse light treatments. It's also the same gel that is put on pregnant ladies when they're having their scans. And what it does in this context is it actually helps us direct the light and the heat into your hair follicles. So it's really, really absorbed well. It's actually very clever because the heat and the light is put into your skin so quickly, it's actually in a nanosecond. And the idea of it is that we heat the follicle really, really quickly, and then take away that heat really quickly so that it doesn't damage the surrounding skin. And that's why we're able to achieve great results without causing any damage to the other parts of your skin.
Perfect.
So it will take about, usually it can take around, sort of 6 to 10 treatments to get a good result, a really good hair reduction. But everyone's different, and some people need less.
Yeah. So how long would you recommend leaving between each session? Is there like a time?
So what we do is we leave 6 weeks between each hair removal treatment.
Okay.
And for body, if it was facial hair, we always leave 4 weeks.
Okay.
And we just keep going until we get that reduction that you're happy with. Okay, so I'm going to do my first shot now, but first I'm going to ask you to hold on to my cryo cooler here, because I'd like you to keep that area nice and cool for me like you did last time. I think that's it. Okay, that's it. Perfect. And give it a little wave for me as you do, because it's quite a cold device. It's basically a giant freezer which blows cold air. So we want to keep the area cool, but we don't want to cause you a cold burn as a byproduct. So that's why it's really important to wave it. That's perfect what you're doing. Okay, so I'm just going to do one test shot first, and then I'm going to ask you how you're feeling on our level of discomfort scale. So between 0 being no discomfort at all, and then 10 being the worst pain ever.
Okay.
I never want you to go over a 7. However, I think you scored around a 4 out of 10 on the patch test.
I think it was like 3. It wasn't painful.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Perfect.
So I'll go in now. So on my count of 3, just for the first one, I'm going to count you in. Okay.
Okay, sure.
All right. 1, 2, 3. How did that feel?
Yeah, like a 3. What wasn't painful?
Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to keep on going there.
Okay.
And I always do a 10% overlap.
Okay.
But no more than that. And I'm pausing every now and then to look at the skin to make sure that everything's looking good. I can already smell burning hair, and that's absolutely great. That's one of the clinical endpoints we want to see.
Okay. So is there any side effects? Will it be red or sore afterwards? Or?
So just like the patch test, you may have some mild reddening afterwards, but having sort of already tested a small area, your skin reacted really well.
Yeah.
So I think that you probably will expect some mild reddening, but I don't expect you to have anything more than that. But also we're going to cool the area for a little while after treating you, just to make sure that we have that skin nice and cool. So I can already see some mild reddening, and that's perfectly normal.
Okay.
So I'm going to carry on now.
Okay, thank you.
Brilliant. So this is what we're calling the snail trail, isn't it? So we're going to get rid of this. And so many of us have the snail trail. It's so common. And it's really, really easily removed. You're a perfect candidate for the hair removal because you have got pale skin and you have dark hair, so it's absolutely brilliant. So there's no reason why you shouldn't get some great results.
Perfect. Can't wait for it to be gone.
Oh, me too. I'm so excited. So I'm just going to carry on going along. And make sure plenty of gel on there still, because it dries out sometimes with cold air.
Right.
All looking good. Okay, where are we on our level of discomfort?
That was lower down's a little bit more painful,
Okay,
but
so
it's
where are we, my darling?
like a maximum 5, no more than
that's good. Is
4
it bearable
5.
for you?
Yeah, it's absolutely bearable, yeah.
Okay. If that changes at all, at any stage, you let me know.
I will do.
We're not far off being done here. Look at that. Brilliant. along here as well. Absolutely brilliant. Okay. So I'll take that for you to relax for a moment. Just have a little look. So yeah, it's looking really, really good. So I've got a good burning hair smell there, which is what we want to smell. So basically, the way the hair removal process works is that at any one stage, our hair is in 3 different growth cycles.
Okay.
And as a result of that, we can only really target and destroy the hair follicles that are in the anagen stage. And that is because the hair follicles themselves are attached to the root, basically, to the papilla.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is putting our heat and our light into that hair, and if that hair follicle is attached to that root, to that papilla, we are going to destroy it, okay?
Okay.
However, there are 2 other stages of growth within our hair cycles. And so the first one is anagen, catagen, telogens. That means growing, resting, and falling out, basically.
Okay.
So at any one stage, we've got 3 cycles of hair growth. That's why we need more than one treatment, because we never know really how many hairs are going to be in the right growth phase.
Yeah.
So what we have to do is we have to try and treat every 6 weeks, because the scientists have worked out that that's the optimum time to capture the most amount of hairs that are in the anagen phase. So it's actually quite interesting. So sometimes you can get really lucky, and you might have on one particular treatment lots and lots of hairs in that anagen phase, in which case we're going to have some really great results. And there are other factors as well that are involved. So for example, if someone has a darker blonde pigment in their hair, then it's often harder to treat because we need that pigment to destroy the hair follicles. However, my machine is amazing, and I have an extra handpiece which is able to treat really successfully dark blonde hair. So with lots of
So it tends to work better on darker.
Absolutely.
hairs.
I never treat someone who's very, very blonde with no pigment in their hair, because I won't get the results. It's just not worth doing it. So I'm very honest with people. In terms of people with grey hair as well, it's exactly the same. I never treat people who have grey hairs.
Oh, okay.
Because there's no pigment in it, so the machine won't pick it up.
Yeah.
So if someone has grey hair, it's not a problem at all. Some people come to me, they have the majority of pigment in their hair, but some of them have started to turn grey. So for those few greys that they have, I refer them to one of my friends who's a nurse. She's very experienced in electrolysis, and you have to be very, very experienced to be doing that, because otherwise you can leave sort of pitting in the skin. But she's amazing, gets absolutely amazing results. So the combination of my treatment and hers, really, we get people hair free.
Perfect.
Okay, darling, so I'm going to wipe off the gel now. So if you can continue holding on this, just while I go and get something to wipe it off, and I'll be back in a second.
Thank you.